NYC's top 10 restaurants you absolutely cannot miss. All right, you lot, welcome to Top Restaurants. Today we're diving headfirst into the culinary volcano that is New York City. This isn't just a city that never sleeps, it's a city that never stops eating, and eating well, I might add. We're not talking about your average greasy spoon or some microwave meal monstrosity. No. We're on a mission to uncover the absolute creme de la creme. The places that set the standard, the kitchens where magic and sometimes a bit of bloody good chaos happens. From temples of haute cuisine to legendary institutions that have stood the test of time, we've pounded the pavements and booked the tables to bring you the ultimate list. So if you think you know food, or if you're just looking for your next unforgettable meal in the Big Apple, you've come to the right place. I've seen it all, tasted it all, and I'm not easily impressed, let me tell you. But these 10 establishments, they've got something special. They're not just serving food. They're crafting experiences, pushing boundaries, and delivering flavor bombs that will make your taste buds sing bloody opera. Get your notepads ready, loosen your belts, because this is going to be one hell of a delicious ride through the heart of NYC's dining scene. And listen, before we even get to the amuse-bouche of this incredible list, do yourselves a favor. If you want more of this, more incredible food, more top-tier restaurant insights, then hit that subscribe button. That's right, subscribe to Top Restaurant Channel for more because you won't want to miss what we've got cooking. Now let's get started, shall we? The clock is ticking and these reservations won't hold themselves. First up on this culinary gauntlet is 11 Madison Park. Now this place has built a reputation for being at the cutting edge, a temple of innovative tasting menus. They talk a big game about pushing boundaries, transforming humble ingredients into works of art. You walk in and it's all high ceilings, Art Deco grandeur, and an air of hushed reverence. The service is meant to be impeccable, almost telepathic, anticipating your every whim. They aim for a theatrical experience where each course tells a story. But is it all style over substance? Is the innovation truly groundbreaking or just clever trickery? We're looking for genuine culinary genius, not just smoke and mirrors, however beautifully presented those mirrors might be. The pressure is on them to deliver more than just a pretty plate. It needs to be a symphony of flavor that justifies the hype, and let's be honest, the hefty price tag. They pride themselves on sustainability and a minimalist approach, often focusing on plant-based creations that challenge conventional fine dining. The question is, can vegetables, however artfully prepared, truly deliver that knockout punch you expect at this level? I've seen chefs try to reinvent the wheel and end up with a square. It's a delicate balance, this innovation game. You've got to respect the ingredients, understand the fundamentals before you start deconstructing and reimagining. So, 11 Madison Park, you've got our attention. The ambition is there, the setting is undeniably elegant, but the proof, as always, is in the tasting. Let's see if the substance matches the spectacle or if it's just a beautifully wrapped empty box. This is where the bar is set, right at the top. Next, we sail into the waters of Le Bernardin, a name synonymous with seafood perfection, or so they say. 3 Michelin stars twinkling above its door for years, this place is practically an institution, a pilgrimage site for fish fanatics. Chef Eric Ripert is a legend, his name whispered with reverence in culinary circles. They promise an unparalleled journey through the treasures of the ocean, each dish prepared with surgical precision and an artist's touch. The philosophy here is simple. The fish is the star. No fuss, no overcomplication, just the purest expression of the sea. But simple is bloody hard to get right, consistently, night after night. There's nowhere to hide when your main ingredient is so delicate, so unforgiving. The pressure to maintain those 3 stars, to live up to that colossal reputation, must be immense. Every fillet, every scallop, every piece of tuna has to be flawless. The sauces, legendary in their own right, must complement, not overpower. It's a tightrope walk of flavor and texture. Is it still the undisputed king of seafood in a city teeming with culinary talent? Or has complacency started to creep in like barnacles on an old ship? We're looking for that spark, that moment of pure, unadulterated joy that only perfectly cooked seafood can deliver. Le Bernardin. The world watches, expects, and demands nothing less than divine intervention on a plate. Don't let us down or you'll be sleeping with the fishes, metaphorically speaking, of course. All right, let's talk about Per Se, Thomas Keller's East Coast outpost of his famed French Laundry. This is a name that carries serious weight, a promise of absolute luxury and culinary precision that borders on the obsessive. Located in Columbus Circle with views that could make a millionaire weep, the expectation here is stratospheric. Keller is known for his meticulous attention to detail, his unwavering commitment to the finest ingredients, and a style of cooking that is both classic and contemporary. The tasting menus are legendary, evolving daily, a showcase of technique and artistry. But with such a towering reputation comes intense scrutiny. Is it truly a flawless dining experience, or does the pursuit of perfection sometimes tip over into something a bit stiff, a bit too orchestrated? We're looking for soul, for passion, not just robotic execution, however technically brilliant. The service is famously choreographed, the sommeliers are encyclopedic, the china is probably worth more than my first car. But does all this opulence translate into genuine pleasure on the palate? Or is it an experience so rarefied, so controlled, that it loses some of the joy, the sheer delight of eating incredible food? Thomas Keller is a culinary giant, no doubt about it. His influence is undeniable, but per se has to stand on its own merits, night after night, in one of the most competitive dining cities in the world. Is it still hitting those impossibly high notes? Or is it just coasting on a legendary name and a hefty price tag? We're here to find out if it's pure magic or just a very expensive illusion. Now let's shift gears a bit and head down to Gramercy Tavern. This place has been a beloved New York institution for years, known for its warm, inviting atmosphere and its commitment to seasonal American cuisine. It's got that rustic charm, with flowers adorning the tables and a genuine sense of hospitality that can be a rare find in this bustling city. They were pioneers of the farm-to-table movement long before it became a trendy buzzword, championing local purveyors and letting the quality of the ingredients shine. Danny Meyer's touch is evident here, that focus on making guests feel truly welcome, like they're dining in the home of a very talented, very generous friend. The menu changes with the seasons, reflecting what's fresh and at its peak. But here's the rub: warm and inviting can sometimes be code for not quite sharp enough. Seasonal can mean inconsistent if the kitchen isn't on its A-game every single day. Is Gramercy Tavern still delivering that exceptional quality that earned it its stellar reputation? Or has it become a comfortable old armchair that's lost a bit of its spring? We're looking for vibrant flavors, creative yet approachable dishes, and that perfect balance between sophisticated cooking and down-to-earth charm. It's one thing to be beloved. It's another to remain at the forefront of culinary excellence. Can it still surprise and delight, or is it a predictable, albeit pleasant, experience? The challenge for a place like this is to maintain its soul while constantly evolving. Let's see if the tavern's fire is still burning bright. All right, carnivores, brace yourselves. We're heading to Brooklyn, to the one, the only Peter Luger Steakhouse. This place is more than a restaurant. It's a pilgrimage, a rite of passage for anyone who takes their steak seriously. Established in the late 1800s, it's steeped in history, with an old-school, no-frills charm that's as much a part of the experience as the meat itself. They're famous for their dry-aged porterhouse, served sizzling on a platter, cooked to a perfect char on the outside and a juicy, flavorful medium rare within. The waiters are characters, often gruff but efficient, part of the whole unpretentious, unapologetically meaty vibe. No credit cards, well, mostly. No fancy decor, just a singular focus on delivering one thing: exceptional steak. But legends can fade, can't they? In a city with a steakhouse on every corner, many offering modern twists and more refined service, can Peter Luger's old-world approach still compete at the highest level? Is the steak consistently as mind-blowing as its reputation suggests, or are there inconsistencies creeping in? Some say it's resting on its laurels, that the quality can be hit or miss. We're here to see if this iconic institution is still the king of the steak scene, or if it's become a nostalgic relic. The smell of sizzling beef is intoxicating, the history is undeniable, but the steak itself has to deliver that punch, that flavor explosion that justifies the journey and the often brusque service. Let's find out if Peter Luger is still a cut above the rest or just a lot of bull. Next up, we're diving into a true New York City icon, a place that's been slicing and dicing since 1888, Katz's Delicatessen. This isn't fine dining, this is history served on rye bread. Katz's is legendary for its pastrami on rye, a towering monument of peppery, smoky, tender meat that draws crowds from all over the world. The moment you walk in, you're hit with the aroma of cured meats, the clatter of a bustling deli, and the sight of ticket-wielding customers navigating the organized chaos. It's an experience as much as it is a meal. Send a salami to your boy in the army. That's Katz's. The scene from When Harry Met Sally? That's Katz's. It's woven into the very fabric of New York. But with such fame, especially tourist fame, comes a critical question. Is it still the real deal, or has it become a caricature of itself, a place coasting on past glories and movie scenes? Is that pastrami sandwich genuinely the best in the city, or are you paying for the name and the nostalgia? The lines can be long. The prices aren't exactly deli cheap anymore. We're looking for that authentic, soul-satisfying flavor, that perfect bite where the rye, the mustard, and the mountain of pastrami come together in perfect harmony. Can Katz's still deliver that quintessential New York deli experience, or is it just a well-marketed memory? We're cutting through the hype to see if this legendary deli still has the meat to back up its mighty reputation. This is about tradition, flavor, and a whole lot of delicious history. All right, let's step into the often enigmatic world of David Chang with Momofuku Ko. This isn't your grand, sprawling dining room. Ko is an intimate, counter-seating-only experience, where the chefs are practically part of your dinner party. It's known for its creative, ever-changing tasting menus that defy easy categorization. This is where Chang and his team push boundaries, experiment with flavors, and challenge diners' expectations. It's a place that demands your attention, a culinary laboratory where you're invited to witness the process up close. The vibe is minimalist, focused, allowing the food to take center stage. It's earned its Michelin stars by being bold, by being different, by refusing to play it safe. But innovation for innovation's sake can sometimes lead you down a rabbit hole of weirdness. Is Momofuku Ko consistently delivering dishes that are not just creative but genuinely delicious and satisfying? Or does the pursuit of the new and unexpected sometimes result in combinations that are more intellectually interesting than palate-pleasing? The intimacy of the setting means there's no hiding. Every action, every ingredient, every reaction is visible. This kind of dining isn't for everyone. It requires an open mind and a willingness to go on a culinary adventure. We're looking to see if Ko's daring approach still hits the mark, creating those unforgettable moments of flavor discovery, or if it's become a bit too self-consciously clever for its own good. This is high-stakes cooking in a very small arena. Right then, let's swagger into Carbone, a place that aims to transport you to a bygone era of Italian-American dining, think mid-20th century New York, with all the glamour, the showmanship, and, of course, the red sauce. This isn't your subtle modern Italian. This is unapologetically bold, rich, and theatrical. From the tuxedoed captains taking your order to the tableside preparations of dishes like Caesar salad or spicy rigatoni vodka, everything at Carbone is a performance. The decor is retro fabulous, the music is crooning, and the portions are generous. It's an homage to a certain kind of Italian-American restaurant that many thought had faded into history, but Carbone has brought it back with a vengeance and a hefty price tag. The question is, does it capture the spirit and the deliciousness of those classic joints, or is it more of a pastiche, a Disneyland version of Italian-American dining? Is the food genuinely outstanding, or are people wowed by the theatrics and the see-and-be-seen atmosphere? We're looking for those soul-satisfying flavors, the kind of food that Nonna would make if Nonna had a Michelin star and a team of highly skilled chefs. Can Carbone deliver on the promise of its retro charm with food that truly sings, or is it all sizzle and no steak? Or in this case, no meatballs? It's a fine line between authentic tribute and expensive theme park. Let's see which side of the red checkered tablecloth Carbone lands on. Next, we find ourselves at the Modern, aptly named as it's nestled within the Museum of Modern Art, overlooking the stunning Abbey Aldrich Rockefeller Sculpture Garden. This is dining as an aesthetic experience, where the presentation of the food is expected to rival the masterpieces on the museum walls. It offers contemporary American cuisine, refined and elegant, with Alsatian influences from its founding chef. The setting is undeniably sophisticated, chic, and filled with natural light. You expect precision, creativity, and a certain level of artistic flair from a restaurant that shares its address with Picasso's and Warhols. The bar room offers a more casual à la carte menu, while the main dining room provides a more formal, prix-fixe experience. But does the food live up to its artistic surroundings and its 2 Michelin stars? Is it genuinely innovative and delicious, or does it sometimes feel like the culinary equivalent of art for art's sake? Beautiful to look at, but perhaps lacking in soulful flavor or hearty satisfaction. We're looking for dishes that are not just visually stunning, but also deliver a profound taste experience. It's a challenge to create food that feels both contemporary and timeless, especially in such a high-profile location. Is the modern a true culinary masterpiece, a harmonious blend of art and cuisine? Or is it a restaurant that relies a little too heavily on its prestigious address and beautiful views? The canvas is set. The ingredients are the paint. Let's see if the chef can create a lasting impression. Finally, we arrive at a place that's a true New York story, a testament to family tradition and the enduring appeal of classic Jewish appetizing Russ and Daughters Cafe. For over a century, Russ and Daughters has been the go-to spot on the Lower East Side for the finest smoked fish, lox, bagels, bialys, and all the accoutrements. The original shop is a landmark, and the cafe, a more recent addition, allows you to sit down and savor these delicacies in a setting that beautifully blends old-world charm with a clean, modern aesthetic. It's about preserving heritage, celebrating iconic foods, and offering a taste of history that generations have cherished. This isn't about reinventing the wheel, it's about perfecting it. But even with such a rich history, the pressure is on to maintain impeccable quality and authenticity, especially when serving food so deeply connected to cultural identity. Is the lox still perfectly silky? The bagels still chewy and flavorful? The whitefish salad still the stuff of legends? Or has the expansion into a cafe diluted the magic of the original appetizing store? We're looking for that genuine taste of tradition, that comforting, nostalgic flavor that has made Russ and Daughters a beloved institution for so long. Can the cafe capture the soul of its historic roots while providing a contemporary dining experience? It's about more than just food. It's about community, family, and the delicious continuity of culinary heritage. Let's see if this daughter still makes her ancestors proud. So, there you have it. 10 of New York City's most talked about, most sought after, and dare I say, most bloody brilliant restaurants. We've seen innovation that could make your head spin, tradition that warms the soul, and steaks that could make a grown man weep. This city, I tell you, it's a culinary beast, a relentless, delicious monster that never stops evolving, never stops surprising. From the dizzying heights of fine dining palaces to the comforting embrace of century-old institutions, NYC delivers on every single level. What are you waiting for? An invitation? This is your invitation. Don't just sit there watching me yabber on. Get out there. Book a table, grab a pastrami on rye, indulge in that tasting menu you've been dreaming about. Life's too short for mediocre food, especially in a city that offers this much incredible choice. You've seen the contenders, you've heard my thoughts, sometimes polite, sometimes, well, you know. The point is, these places are setting standards, creating memories, and serving up plates of pure, unadulterated passion. And if you think this is it, you're dreaming. There's always more. So, what did you think? Which one are you hitting first? Let me know in the comments below. Don't be shy. And for crying out loud, if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button for Top Restaurant Channel. We've got plenty more where this came from. Now piss off and go eat something spectacular. You deserve it. Well, most of you.